So Courtney, I want to make sure I understand, say your designation CAC properly. So if you can introduce yourself, that would be awesome.
So my name is Courtney Goucher. I'm the program manager for the Kansas Office of Apprenticeship. We are under the Department of Commerce, but we are our own budgeted line item as of September of 2022. Thank you to Governor Kelly for that.
Woo!
It's exciting.
Yeah. I think most of our audience don't understand what that means.
Sure.
Pre-2022, there was $0 invested by the state for promoting apprenticeships. Post that, they have started with a small budget,
Yes.
and then grew to be $1 million plus. So there was a stage where I was investing more on apprenticeships than state of Kansas at one point. We would love to hear about CAC, Kansas Apprenticeship Council, and the work that they're doing in your organization and how that all works for employers out here.
So to talk a little bit about registered apprenticeship and what it is and what our role is as a state agency in apprenticeship. So to start out, we are a state apprenticeship agency. We are governed by 12 council members. Nalima is a part of that. And it is split between higher education, business and industry, union, non-union, and we have a very diverse group that do meet quarterly, and then they vote on our programs to be approved for the employers. Speaking about what we do on a day-to-day basis. So we work with employers across the state to build apprenticeship programs that fit your need as an employer. To really kind of figure out what those pain points are and to create programs to really help elevate programs so we can help with onboarding or upskilling. So whether it's a new hire or whether it's an encumbered employee, a registered apprenticeship can fit all needs. So you as an employer have all of the input into what your needs are. When discussing about higher education and that role, registered apprenticeship, in my opinion, is the perfect spot for higher education and workforce to come together and marry. And because you have to have both. You have to have an education piece, you have to have on-the-job training. And it is all designed around the employer's needs and wants. If an employer wants a bachelor degree for a certain occupation, let's do it. If an employer wants just some non-credit coursework, let's do it. We can fill in all of those needs as the employer. So that's what we do. We work with employers every single day across the entire state of Kansas. There are 6 of us, and we all work remote, and we do travel, and we love it. So.
Thank you so much. It's a small but mighty team, yes. I would say, and led by Shonda Atwaters. Anderson, sorry. I do want you to talk about the grant opportunities and how it directly impacts the employers, and in what form it takes for them.
Sure, so right now we do have some grant opportunities. We were awarded the SAEEI grant, which is the State Apprenticeship Expansion, Equity, and Innovation Grant. I am the program manager for that grant funding. And the idea behind it and what our goals are is to expand registered apprenticeship across the state in manufacturing, healthcare, and IT. So SNAP IT is a member of that. They're a subawardee of our SAEEI grant to create apprenticeships in the IT space across the entire state. And that funding, so to connect with that funding, you as an employer would reach out to an intermediary. So for an example, you would reach out to SNAP IT. There's employer incentives, and then there are training dollars involved in that as well to help you cover some of the expense of what training could cost you. Because a registered apprenticeship, apprentices are an employee day one. And they have benefits just like a regular employee. They are paid a wage, that there is a wage progression involved. So they will get raises as they learn skills. And you, as the employer, would set what that looks like. We don't design that. You design all of that. They are your employees. This is your program. We also have a tax incentive and grant opportunity right now for employers in the state of Kansas who have Kansas residents as apprentices. So for our for-profit members or partners in the state, it's a $2,500 tax incentive. So that is a tax credit. It's $2,500 per apprentice up to 20 apprentices. So $50,000 per employer is what is available. It is first come, first serve, so when you're ready, let me know. And then there is a non-profit side, and it's $2,750. And that is in a grant form, not a tax incentive.
Thank you for putting that in numbers. And I want to add that as an employer, now I'm wearing an employer hat, I'm thinking I have this chunk of work to do, I need talent, right? I need senior talent, I only need senior talent. There's no way I can get away with getting this work done without a senior talent. 100% should be day one ready to go. I've gone through and encountered attrition. I've gone through, encountered paying more, way more, very much more for the same talent. And I've encountered them coming on, waiting on my payroll for a couple months till they get so-called, fully acquainted and knowledgeable. And then, oh, ouch, they get 10% more or 30% more increase in salary, and they're gone. So this is the state of workforce for technology industry. It was worse sometimes, it gets better sometimes, it fluctuates, but mostly it's worse. Trust me, I've been in the industry for 20 years to know. So when we are speaking to our so-called either CEOs of the company, if you're small enough, or HR departments, have them think differently. What Courtney is talking about, tax incentives, it's very nice to have 50,000 for 20 people, and that's all good. But it's a portion of what you will be paying, right? You'll be paying their salary, and that's the fact. But think about the support as something in addition. If you're already hiring the talent, that's one thing. The second thing is, if you're not investing in newer talent like this and combining hot water with cold water per se, then you are completely, putting the power on people that you just can't control at this point. So that's what the lessons learned from an employee perspective. The last is, in tech industry, I don't know if it happens in the other fields or not, we have so-called headhunters and consultants. I'm not doing any harm to them, but what I'm saying is they take about 18 to 20%. That's a regular fees for them to find this talent that the university is producing, for example. Here, not only Courtney's, sharing about the tax incentive. In fact, if you work with partners like us, we're actually giving you some cash to have them train and, giving them a chance and opportunities. So if you're already in that zone of hiring, you have extra incentives now to be able to withstand. So those are the, pretty fun facts for us to share. What else can you share about it?
I think something that I really find valuable when talking about registered apprenticeship is we have taken the box that was surrounding workforce and we have completely destroyed it. Because registered apprenticeship is meant to add diversity into our workforce, whether that is through justice-involved employees that are fantastic employees, they just need a chance. So registered apprenticeship gives them that opportunity because they are working one-on-one with a mentor who is making sure that they are competent in all the competencies that you as an employer have outlined. They are getting the education that you require for that occupation, whether it's non-degree certificate, whether it's like 4 credit, whether it's an associate, a bachelor, a master's. We just got submitted a master's degree program. So we can make it fit whatever you need. We just have to give people the chance. Something else to think through is in the next 10 years, where are employers getting their employees from? Youth apprenticeship. Youth apprenticeship is a word that is blowing up across the entire nation. That means 16 and 17-year-olds can go to work and get paid and get an education. They're getting the experience to build a resume. They're getting a paycheck to help maybe their families, or maybe they need to buy a car. Maybe they're saving because they want to be a doctor and we can't apprentice doctors yet, but they are saving for that. So apprenticeship is really helping to break barriers, to diversify all of our occupations, and to make sure that people have a livable wage where they are set up for success. And I think that's really important.
Thank you so much. All right. We are coming to a close. I would, again, thank you everybody for, sharing your stories. These are ecosystem partners that I call, and without them, Snap ID couldn't do what we are doing. So our name is out there, but there is so much behind us to support and foster our intention and mission. Thank you. Courtney. So you might be thinking, it's all Nilima's show. No, it's not. So